Alright, this is my 1988 Mercruiser 3.0 4-cylinder, and today I am going after the crankshaft pulley, or the harmonic balancer, because it's got a wobble in it, and you can see the rubbers coming out of it. And I'm making a video on this because I can't find for the life of me any video that shows the correct method to pull this out. So I got the new one, and I just put these in for now so I don't lose them. But what you do need is this little guy. This is to pull a harmonic balancer. I got this a couple years ago at AutoZone when I was working on my truck. It was, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks, somewhere around there. And this is what you need. I've seen videos of people taking bearing pullers and stuff and putting them around the edge and trying to pull them. That is the wrong thing to do, and you will just destroy it. So the way this operates is this goes in the middle like so, and the bolts go in it. And then you just turn the center, and it puts pressure on the crankshaft and pulls this unit out together. That is the correct method of pulling a harmonic balancer. There's different tools available. There's there's different tools available for it. But so I loosened the belt already, and right now I'm just waiting for it to stop raining because the weather doesn't want to cooperate. But down here is where it's at. So, because I don't have the ability of pulling this engine, what I kind of did was, I got a cinder block there, I got a cinder block here, and I'm going to put two boards across, and I'm going to put a jack on here. Unfortunately, I don't have a chain, but I have this really strong rope that I'm going to put over the motor mount here. And I'm going to try to jack it up and just apply some pressure. And then I'm going to remove here, and down there, and take this whole thing out. Because if I don't, this motor mount that's in the way, I can't get to the balancer. So this has to come out. There's no way around it. I don't want to unscrew here. I don't want to mess with the alignment for my engine. So I have the alignment tool, but I don't feel like taking my stern drive apart, even though that's coming later when I replace the bellows. So everything is apart here for the belt. You have to loosen the alternator bolt, slide it towards the engine to get this loose. I'm replacing the belt anyway, but our main goal is down here. So I'm going to try to set it up little by little, and all I'm going to do, I'm not lifting the engine, I'm just getting on this, and I'm supporting the weight of the engine so I can take this and this off. And I'm going to know if I got the correct tension on it, because sooner or later, whatever side I'm on, I'm going to remove one, and then the last two bolts. They're really, really tight coming out of you. They got too much pressure on it, or I don't have enough. So we have to play around with it. Now I'm using rope on here because I don't have a chain, so the rope is probably going to stretch a little. I'll take that into consideration when I got to put the mount back in. So let me get started, and I have no way of recording the whole process, so I'm just gonna do videos here by here, little by little, and put them together. Okay, so I got the motor mount out, and what I did to do that is I had to kind of rig my car jack with some tape, string that holds like 800 pounds, so at least. So I jacked the jack up till the string got tight, and I saw the engine kind of start coming up maybe a 1/16 of an inch. That's how I know I had the load on it. I removed the brackets here, and on this side of the motor mount And then these are just held in by lag bolts, which are right there. And lo and behold, the motor mount is out. The engine did not shift. So now we're going to put that harmonic balancer tool on, and we're going to try to pull it off. I just soaked it with some WD-40. So I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'll take another video of the setup. Alright, balancer removal tool is on, but as you can see, it kind of snuck, it goes under there. So, I got it on, and what I just did, these 3 bolts, I just snugged them down so they're all slightly tight. You want even pull on this as you turn this. So you can start turning this clockwise, and it'll start pulling this off. If it starts turning the crankshaft, you can put a bar in here, like, yeah, if I can get one. You can put a bar or something in there, like so, to just counter the effect of you turning it. And you just hold on to it. But as you turn, it's going to get tight. It might pop, and then it should slide off. So I can't do this and record at the same time, so hopefully it comes off, and you'll see that in the next segment. Alright, so it's off. I took the tool off. I got really tight. I actually had to put this in between those, but I did hear my little pop. I mean, it got really tight, and then you hear the pop, and then it starts moving, and it's like, oh, this is nice. I just kept spraying it every now and then with the WD-40 and worked it out. And it came out. It took me, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes maybe, and it popped right out. And you can see there's a crack right there, and it's starting to bulge out all the way around it. And on this side, it's really starting to bulge out. We can take the new one, put it next to it. So as you can see on the new one, there is no bulging whatsoever. I'll flip them over. I mean, this is nice and flat all the way around, and this is looks like it's starting to come out. So I gotta get the other one on. Now, there is a way of putting it on, but if I were to look in there, sorry for the no focusing, I don't have any threads. So the tool that I ordered is not gonna work, which was designed to thread into here and push this on. So I'm gonna try something else. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I am gonna clean all this out, because this is gonna be a really tight fit. Nothing holds this on except for pressure and friction. So I'm gonna lube it up good, and I'm gonna probably just take my time tapping it in. I'm not gonna hammer it, I'm gonna tap it, because I don't want to destroy anything on here. So I'll probably put a socket over this right here, line the key up with the hole. And people talk about timing and stuff. You don't have to worry about the timing on the engine with this. There is a dimple mark right here, but for timing purposes, you don't have to worry about it. And this is why you don't have to worry about it. There's the key right there. It came off one way, right? So it's obviously got to go on the same way. So you don't have to worry about any timing. I know I saw some videos on YouTube about, oh, well, how do you do it with the timing? It's only going to go on one way. I didn't mess with the timing on the engine at all. All I did was pull the old one out. And now I'm going to put this one in. So let me get to work on that, and then I'll tell you how I did it in the next little clip. Okay, so it's about halfway on. I greased it up really good. I greased the inside of the balancer. Where's the old one? I'll show you what I did. So I greased the crankshaft. And then, flip it this way, it's easier. On the inside I greased. On the outside I greased. I mean, the first thing I could find was this. But it is pretty good. This stuff works really well. At least on my vehicle. So, I greased it up. The reason why I greased the outside is you have an oil seal in there. If you saw in a few minutes ago when I had it off, you could see that ring in there. That was the oil seal. The oil seal is going to go up over this, so I just gave it a little bit of extra lube to get it up and on. Yeah, halfway on, tapping it. You don't really have too much of a swing. This is my gas tanks right there. I mean, you had it sideways, I suppose, but it's going. It wasn't very dirty anyway, so I just cleaned it off on the outside. Like I said, halfway on. So you can use a rubber or mallet. I ended up using my metal one a little bit, and I started doing that, so that's what prompted me to stop. I was going to put a socket on there, wherever that took off to, but like I said, I only got about 6 inches right here. So if I get a socket on there, there's no way I'm hitting that. So all I do is hit here, hit here, hit here, and I just keep working around. Don't hit the outside. Remember, there's rubber right here. You hit the outside, you're gonna screw this up, and you did this all for nothing. So absolutely do not hit the outside. Hit as close to center as humanly possible. So once I get it on, I'll take another video. Alright, it's on. Took some persuading. I can't get this to focus. There we go. Took a little persuading, but this, sorry if I'm shaking. There. This, your crankshaft, is pretty much even with the outside of this. And then you can turn your head to the side, if you can. Look at your pulley, make sure they're lined up. Underneath it, right here, I can actually feel they're pretty much even. So that tells me this is in all the way. Plus you can see the oil seal back there. Of course, I'm doing this with my phone, so the oil seal is up against where it should be. It's not going to go any further. Don't push it any further. You don't want to damage the oil seal and have to take it all off again. So now it's pretty much the home stretch. I'm putting a new belt on. It goes up, around, over the alternator and back down. So that's the pattern for this. I don't have power steering, so I don't have to worry about a power steering pump. When I put the bracket back on, not the bracket, the motor mount. Like I said, this was with lag screws. What I'm going to do is I have marine grade sealant that I ordered. This was on Amazon, and it had like 1 million reviews that were at least 4.5 stars. So I just got this. I don't need much. I'm going to make a big puddle of it, and I'm going to shoot it down in there on each hole. That way, when I screw my lags back in, if water should try to get in there, it really can't go too far because the silicone. So these were, I got to clean this out a little bit, but that's what they make brake cleaning good stuff for. It's kind of greasy. So like I said, put a big thing of silicone, then screw it down, and I got to put this back together on this side too. Like I said, I just took the weight off the engine, the weight of the engine off the motor mount. I can't talk today, so I'm sorry guys and girls. So if anything, if I have trouble putting these bolts back in for the motor mount to the motor, I'm just gonna have to go down like maybe 1/4 of a turn with my jack. That's it. I just, like I said, I took the weight off it, and I did nothing else to it. So let me do that, and then hopefully we'll have the completed product here in a few minutes. So far, this has taken me, without the camera going, this has taken me about a half hour. So, all right. My camera don't want to shut off. Okay, so got the motor mount in place, silicone underneath and in the holes. These are loose. These are 9/16. I don't know why, because these are 5/8. Again, don't know why. But, so, I elected to put this on first. It was the harder of the two. I had to pivot the motor mount without disrupting my silicone. And I got these in. So, they're loose. Now, this may not line up too well. What I had to do, it was only off by like half a bolt length, whatever. What I had to do was I had to grab this and twist, because this is rubber in here. This is just snug, but there's rubber in there. So it pivoted it, and I was able to get these in now. So, pretty much, now that everything's in, I can tighten everything down, which I will do off camera. But I can tighten everything down now. I'm going to start here and here, and then I'm going to start going down on the lag bolts. And then when they get snug, I'm going to take the pressure off the jack, let the whole weight of the engine go down, and then I'm going to really tighten them down. I mean, I'm not going to strip them out, but I want them tight. So, and then, yeah, that's it. I got the belt on. The last thing I have to do after I tighten everything is I got to do, I put a new belt on. I got to see, my old belt was all the way out to the max. Just pull the alternator out, tighten it. I believe you should have a 1/4 inch of play here. So I'll do that last. And then that's really it for the harmonic balancer, or the crankshaft pulley, whatever you want to call it. It is actually a harmonic balancer. But that's it. And as soon as I get done and I can put all these videos together into one big video, I'll upload it to YouTube. So I hope this was informational for many, and I hope this helped everyone out a lot. Like I said, I didn't have that tool to put the balancer in, nor did I have the threads in the crankshaft. So the only suggestion, or actually recommendation I can make, is use a rubber hammer. Just work your way around the rubber. It might take a little bit longer. You might not have the force of a 5-pound mallet, but you know, the last thing you want to do, like I think I mentioned earlier, is last thing you want to do is mess up that balancer, your new balancer that costs you what, $80, $90, $100, whatever, and then you got to do this all over again just to take it back off. So just take your time with it. If you can get a short socket in the middle, by all means put the short socket in the middle, and then use a hammer and hit that. Let your socket take the damage, and you know, but don't mess that up. And like I said in the beginning, don't use a bearing puller on that. You're just gonna mess it up. You're gonna have a horrible time getting the old one off. So that tool was $30, and it comes with a whole bunch of bolts, different sizes, different threads for different balancers. I bought that for an 06 Ford Ranger, and like I said, that was one set of bolts. This is the other set, and it works on GM. This is a GM engine. So well, that's it. I'm gonna end this video, and thank you for watching.